Alright, welcome to the latter half of our stream for Fortnite Week 2 Regionals. We will be covering our C lobby now, so these players will be fighting to make it to the North American Finals as well, but a part of our Lobby C group. So taking a look at the map here, we can see exactly how it breaks down, where people are landing, and how they're starting off their match. We have about 69 people starting us off here, and we'll see exactly what we have in store. Looks like Twizzies is low and taken out. Cryptic Goat now the only player that remains for his squad. And such a difficult situation to win this in. Taken low, takes down one, but he's eliminated himself. Gamer Pro quickly traded out. Vortex and Raspy Bonus are both there to support. Again, looking back at our map here, Gamer Pro was taken low, but he's rezzed up now. Still a lot of game to be played here, but some early eliminations won't hurt these teams at all. You want to find them pretty early on so that you can own your location and better yourself for later on. But Tree Coco is going to be eliminated here. Ollie Otter looking to do it all, looking to find this damage, but he's not going to be able to do so, and he's taken down. Now Sponcho and Big Jack going to be working into this fight themselves. Big Jack popping this medkit, trying to get his health back up, but Sponcho has to be careful here from below. Taken so low on HP. And Big Jack will come out the top of this building, get damaged even more now. Sponcho left on the back foot, has the wings to play with though, and can use those to get out of the situation if he needs to, and that's exactly what it looks like he wants to do here. But damage will be done, and Sponcho now very low on HP and taken down eventually as a result. And Tree Coco, he's gonna be, his teammates very low. He's the only player left remaining now. 30 HP at team third parties, and he's taken out as well. And it's Motion Gino, it's Zorro, and it's Washdrewski to find those eliminations. 2 in fact. And this team will play that perfectly. Coming in, finding the third party, and finding all that loot with no damage taken themselves. And now they can just scout out the area, look if there's any lingering players. And it doesn't look like they'll find any just yet. Motion Gino, a little paranoid of the bushes, wants to take him out, so they'll remove those. And we see that Crossbow already having an impact in these lobbies as well. A new addition to the game today since those mythics were added for May the 4th in Star Wars. We'll see exactly what these players can do. Looking around these positions. We'll take a look at the teams down here at the southern portion of our map. Agent, Frosty, Clark, and Vaxify. As they make their way in. Bouncing around here. You hear the train nearby. They could be working their way into a team here as well. Players up on top of these hills. I don't think they've spotted them just yet. You can see them looking around here, and Frosty. Oh, he spots one. Now, looking to aggress on them. Looking for the shot with a sniper, just narrowly missing. And that's Scytho. Caden as well. Up above, and Egosaurus Rex as well. They have to do so much in this fight. Trying to rotate off. Scytho looking for those shots. Not gonna land. But still looking to put pressure, and you see Scythe. Look at his inventory. Only that sniper and shotgun to work with. Max HP, but you need a little bit more than that to do things against these squads, and it looks like Clark, they're just gonna clean up here. And now Caden forced to back off here. Nico along with him. And Vaxify now going to be pressured by some of this lightning. But you can see the damage coming through, and Nico, that's the wrong move, especially when you're put up against these players. They're hitting their shots, and they take them down. Motion, Gino, Frosty, and Vaxify pop off. And they will find 3 eliminations without taking barely any damage, if any at all. Now looking around the map here. Players finding these fights. And Tron, Jalen, and Yuji. Maybe chasing after a player here. It's Chronicle. Left in front. They're looking to move in on him. Shots being fired. Trying to make their way up here. Chronicle taken down very low, but shots going back in the other direction as well. Chronicle left all on his own, taken down. But missed. Still in this, trying to find that damage. Finds a shield crack onto Tron. Surfy Boy is still here as well. But they're trying to get in on Mist. In a difficult situation here, trying to jump through these boxes, trying to get through that little bit of a gap, and eventually he will make the edit to do so. But in a situation like this, where he's put up against so many of these players, he's not going to be able to do much, and Slurpy Boy will go down. Mist looks like he's going to follow, and he will. So Tron, Yuji, and Jalen, they'll find those eliminations. And Yuji will be rezzed as well. Medkits will be thrown. These teams can heal up now. Take their time, take a little bit of a breath, a breather. Regroup. But we'll take a look at Zaro, Ruski, and Gino, who look to be on a team here. And Mr. Lorax will go down. Ruski brought low, though, and narrowly taken out. But he will survive. Medkit will be popped, and again, they'll have a breather to play with here. Not a lot of teams taking too many fights right now. Buva in one, though. And Nova and Foxy JJ looking to pick up the pieces of this fight. Or maybe even rotate out, just survive for now. They'll rotate out of this zone. Over to restored reels. Taking back a look at this map. A lot of players towards these positions. Jalen might be looking to get a little aggressive on this squad as well. Power slice. Gills take it low, very low. Jalen wants to get aggressive here, wants to take off the head of that player, and he will. Gills goes down. Now Jalen looking to jump in, looking to find this fight. Great piece control, great edits, and he'll eventually find that last bit of damage. At least his teammate will. But Yuji will go down as well. So Tron, Jalen, they have to be careful of other teams rotating into this fight. They need to get that res off quickly. Eventually it will come through. But players pressuring from outside. And maybe, I say it will, but Yuji still down and another squad pushing in. Jalen decides to rotate off. Tron doing the same. And it's just about surviving now. This squad can no longer take that fight. Can't afford to, at least. The health not there for them. Yuji will be down and out for now, at least. They can recover the card later on. For now, it's going to be left outside of the meta. Or left outside of their reach. Seeing the meta shifting quite a bit with these crossbows. A lot of the teams utilizing them to break through builds, utilizing them to put pressure, constant pressure on these squads. You see Lilypad taken down, is eliminated, and Tatum actually takes out Tron, a previous player we were taking a look at there. Tron fully eliminated now. Tatum, Aga, and Blinksy. He'll move on from this fight. Maybe look to take another here, just outside of Railways. Shots being fired. Nothing landing just yet. A lot of these players try to vary their movement as they're running up, placing builds behind them as well to act as a little bit of cover. You're trying to dodge those bullets. You don't want to run in that straight line. You can easily track them, easily line up that shot. These players trying to do everything they can to survive in these moments. The players coming on to Blinksy, it looks like pressure being placed on him, and player just below. Now Blinksy dropping down, trying to find it. Regroups with his teammate for now. Aga down here on low ground as well, creating a little bit of space between himself and this team, and shields will be popped, but Tatum will be brought down. Aga, Blinksy, now all that remains for this squad, and it would have to go huge to find these eliminations, especially on this low of HP. Blinksy still has shield, but Aga is already so low in this fight and will be brought down, but a trade goes back in the direction of Blinksy. Blinksy just trying to finish him off, at least get that final elimination before anything else happens, and Blinksy might be able to rotate out here for now. Shockwaves will be popped, and Blinksy survives. I say that as he's getting sniped at from behind. Still trying to rotate out of a situation like this, and he can grab a car, can rotate out, eventually get a bit of a safe distance away. Now just taking some time maybe to heal up, to get his health back to a decent position. Another player forced to run away for some of these fights is Z-Man. He's found a bit of a spot to sit in just above this tree, just in this tree. Here's another player going down, so two teams now fighting. Felix, Steamy, Aqua, looking to fight here. Felix looking around, trying to take this fight, finds a bit of damage. Felix now trying to chop him out. Running away, looking to finish off this fight. He doesn't want Flash to get out of here. And they'll jump in, but the damage isn't found. And eventually he'll find the elimination onto Noah. And Felix, Aqua, and Steamy. Aqua Cody taken down very low, 2 HP remaining. He doesn't look like he's in the best of situations here, just trying to find a little bit of damage, but with 2 HP remaining, what can you ask from him? Holding the wall as long as he can, trying to find the damage, but eventually dropped. And that's Moon Kid. That's Caden the Clown, and Noah were the ones to find it. Noah, they trade him. They take out one player from the previous squad, but Noah is brought down as a result. Maybe some fights going on over at the boat. Tronics. Turbo. Hair. Trying to look for the site here. Looks to be a solo left. Tronics, though, brought low. And brought down, actually. And so is Turbo. Turbo goes down as well. Now it's all on a missing hair. The shockwave will come through. But what more can you ask for missing hair? A solo shotgun only on the inventory of this player, and piece control being thrown his direction. Damage dealt, missing hair. He's getting pieced up in this fight, and with 6 HP remaining, what more can you ask for him? If he finds the first shot, he can do it, but he's not going to be able to do so, and Vaxify goes huge to keep Clark and Frosty in this match. Gets his health back up, Storm coming in. He was close to going down there. But Vaxify 1v3s this squad. and brings his team's eliminations up to 12, but a very difficult situation now, having to recover the cards of your teammates and eventually rotate out to zone. He'll get the reboots here. His teammates, they'll have to play with whatever loot is left behind, and I'm sure there's a little bit, but white health is going to be an issue for them. And hopefully they can train some reses together. Being outside of zone this far, we'll see what this squad's doing outside of zone as well, and it's Jalen, it's Tron. Tron had gone down earlier, so it looks like maybe he got the reboot from Jalen. Eventually they're going to start to rotate in, using that Rocket League vehicle to do so. Taking a look back at the map here, we can see another fight brewing here between Caden the Clown, Noah, and Moon Kid. Another one of these squads, so they'll begin to rotate out using that porta potty to do so. Again, they'll make their way to zone. Pretty close to it indeed. Zipline could take them all the way in, or they could just camp up on top of this mountain. And they're going to choose to stay up here. At least Caden the Clown is. Moonkid, I think he's more involved in this fight. Teams below him, they can hear it. Charges up that bow. Actually, a player behind him, and I don't think Moonkid recognized that. I think he thought the shots were in front of him. And as a result, takes a little bit of damage. And now this team looking for that damage onto them, but Caden the Clown brought low. He finds one, Noah. Finds it onto Wolf. And now, healing up a little bit here. Noah finding all the damage and all the eliminations. Noah goes huge, taking out Blading Legend, taking out Wolf, and taking out Ice Blade Fishy. Noah doing it all for his squad there, bringing them a refresh of loot and some much needed heals. Noah finds himself with 3 eliminations for their squad. Team that's stuck in zone though, Henny Boy, Unknown Vermin, and Misk. Misk taken down from zone. So is Vermin, and Henny Boy the only player left remaining, popping a medkit. But really, what more can you do at this point? So low on HP, just trying to make it outside of zone, trying to slide down this mountain, and I don't know if he's going to have time to do it. Yeah, Henny Boy taken out as a result of the zone. And again, that's what we talk about. We talk about these early rotations and how important they are. And a lot of teams that take those fights so far away from zone or on the edge put themselves in a situation where you just can't survive coming outside of zone, especially when it ticks for so much, especially if you don't have the heals to get out. That's exactly the story for some of our teams here. Looking around the map here, only a few squads remaining. Zampro just a solo. Max and Cosmic Ranch boxed up here. Cracked in shield though, has to be careful of that. Ruski, Zoro, Gino jumping down here. Ruski looking for these shots, trying to find an opening on some of these solo players. Will eventually find the elimination. They'll find their way to zone here. Some more mats to be found. Cosmic Ranch though low on HP, 19 remaining. Tries to pop the banana. Able to get it off in time, but for how much longer can he survive? On 0 mats remaining, just trying to weave his way through these builds. Not going to be for much longer. Caden the Clown takes him out. And not Max. He is above here, looking to spray down on these players. Has that shotgun, that AR, that SMG to work with, but just as a solo. 54 builds remaining as well, out of the 150 available slots. It's not the best situation for it. Ruski, Zoro, Gino in a much different situation. A full trio remaining in this lobby. And now working their way to zone. Again, they're leaving themselves very exposed. At least Ruski not really covering up their back, but maybe not expecting players to be around this position and taking more of a dead side rotate. Eventually using those wings to get up to the top of this mountain, just barely making it. But nonetheless, they'll survive for now. And now, not Max. He's put in a world of trouble here. Stuck on the edge of zone, and Ruski wants to get in here, but Ruski actually taken out, and they have to be careful of zone. It could eliminate all of them if they're not careful. It's going to start hitting for so much, and eventually, yeah, Ruski will go down as a result. Zoro, low on HP. If he stays in for zone too long, either way, he will be eliminated as well. And this is a huge issue for this team. Surviving in this match has just become that much harder, especially with that lost teammate. Ruski maybe getting a little bit more involved in that fight than he'd like to. And now giving them a little bit of a disadvantage coming into the late game of this match. In Blinksy, Tatum, Aga, they've had a great match so far. 5 eliminations. They've taken out key players. They're going to look to do so. They're going to hold players down on this mountain. They have the high ground to play with, everybody having to rotate. Actually, I'm sorry, everybody's rotating away from them. They don't have to hold this position. They're actually going to drop from it, I would assume. They're going to risk getting shot out if they stay up here, and they could die to fall damage if they're not careful, except they do have these teleporting abilities, so Blinksy able to get ahead of zone here. Does a great job of keeping his team alive in it. Now Nova holding Tatum back from it. Tatum maybe not having those teleporting abilities. And Dignitas, Nova. Just looking to do it all here. 5 eliminations for their squad as well, and they're still very much into this. Motion Gino, though, he'll find it onto Aga. And now Dignitas, Nova will fall. Buva. Foxy JJ still in this, but they can't take too much of this storm damage. And Gino and Zoro here on low ground, playing this low ground, mid ground positioning. Using these wood materials to build off of. Now just tunneling their way to zone. Looking at these players rotating and trying to look for an opening maybe. Is Zoro and Gino. 9 eliminations for him. He's looking to go huge here. He's looking to finish off this match quickly. Eliminate these players. Put his team on that leaderboard here at the start. Gino looking up at these players, takes a chunk of damage. Now rotating up this mountain, playing around these builds. Zoro will find an elimination onto Noah, and another elimination comes through as well. Foxy JJ able to find it onto Zoro though, and we'll finish him off. 1 HP remaining. What a frag from Foxy JJ. Now Buva still stuck on this high ground positioning. Could do it all here with Foxy JJ. Looks to jump down, and they'll find it on the motion Gino. And Gino can't clutch it up. But Buva, Foxy JJ, and Nova will find that victory royale, find the win in the end. With 8 eliminations, they play it to perfection. They stay grouped up on high ground, jump down, and find that last elimination flawlessly. And this team had a great match, a great start to our Lobby C. And we have 2 more matches to come for these teams. Hello and welcome back. We have yet another match we are going to be covering in our Lobby C. So stay tuned for some exciting action here. We have two more matches in total. But again, these are our North American Finals qualifiers, our regional event presented by XP League, and we are diving into some action here already. Raspy bonus, Vortex and Gamer Pro looks to be in a fight already, and Raspy trying to get a res maybe on his teammate. There it is. There's the res for them. And this golden sniper. Snipers have been in the meta for so long, and they continue to just be such a dominant factor. And you can see Raspy, he's just trying to line up a shot there, maybe give them a little bit of an opening. Not aware of the player to the right yet. Playing behind these plants for now. A lot of players around this position. Gamer Pro jumping around. These teams just battling it out for this edge of map position. Not even a POI. Just simply a location that they can land. Not even marked on the map. You can see how many teams are out here, how many teams are battling for a Gamer Pro. No mats really remaining for him, only 3 builds in total. And Vortex and Raspy are put in a difficult situation now, as Raspy's dropped as well. Now Vortex, the only player that remains, and he's making his way over to Snooty Steve's, where there's yet another team waiting for him. You really just have to be so careful in scenarios like this. So many teams surrounding the area. And with 58 players left remaining, you shouldn't see a lot of fights towards the start of this match. I say that as Agent Frosty takes a lot of damage here. And just fighting some of these AI, and I think he's actually taken down by one of them. But luckily, nobody really there to third party this fight. Agent Frosty can get his health back up. He can pop some minis, and he'll be good to go here in a bit. But again, these players just forced to adapt to a new meta almost every week of play, it seems, with Fortnite. There's an update, and there's constantly changes being made to the game, so you're forced to adapt to them, and you're forced to pick a different weapon a different week, or maybe one of the weapons that you used all the time has now been removed. This player is forced to play around that, especially as we're playing non-ranked. So a lot of these things that you get in ranked, the things that you get like refreshes off of players, that little siphon of health, you don't get that anymore in these. So players forced to carry a little bit more heals maybe, or prioritize those heals as much and not jump in for those fights, as we see so often in competitive lobbies. But looking over the map again here. With 58 players remaining, we'll kind of switch up who we're looking at and when. We have Cryptic, Goat, and Twizzy. A duo. Trying to survive in situations like these. Maybe trying to look for a snipe out of the air, actually. Twizzy. Not too far off there. Tron. Nearby as well. Twizzy and Cryptic. Not afraid to take a fight, it seems, as a duo. I mean, their shots from pretty far away, but they still want to be involved in these fights. They're still looking for those elimination points as well. The teams spread all around. Take a look at our northern portion up here. Teams who are playing inside of the zone. Mr. Lorax, No Noah, and Grayson all choosing to run around this northern portion of the map. Staying in zone. Tanking a bit of storm damage, maybe survive for a little bit longer. They don't want to take these fights until they're ready, and they can still get some loot out of this location. Storm only taking for 1 damage at the moment, so they can get their metal up, especially at this location that has so much of it to offer. They can farm up some fishing holes and get their floppers up as well. That's exactly what they're doing here. See all those shieldfish being held by Grayson. Still looking around locations like this. We'll pan our way over to Mount Olympus, where it looks like there might be some fights going on. Clark, Vaxfy, And Frosty looking to do some damage here. Jumping up onto this high ground. Frosty trying to find a fight here. He's jumping across. Has the high ground. Looks for some piece control on these players. Trying to break through some of those builds and take that wall. And it's Tatum on the other side of that. These are some strong teams facing off. And eventually, some eliminations may be found. This Tatum was left all on his own. And Tatum is brought down. So Frosty, Clark, and Vaxify will find 5 eliminations off of this Mount Olympus drop and control one of these newer locations that we've seen. Really making it work for themselves in these qualifying weeks of regionals, and this is exactly what you want to see from this type of squad. Being able to perform so well in these matches and dominate even the strongest of teams. Now taking a look back at the map here. Getting a feel for where all these teams are spread out at. With only the first zone being really an issue at this moment. Like we said before, it won't tick for much, but Washruski, Zoro, and Motion Gino are looking for a fight again here. They made it far in the previous, now looking to just get that win in this one. But they have a long way to go. And they'll find some eliminations off this Zoro, already finding a few, and shots being fired. Washruski looking to further aggress on this fight. Zoro, you can tell he's wants it as well, and he's going after him, and Washruski, he's not allowing him to get away at this point. Jumping across that river. And he wants this elimination. But again, GRZ. It's going to be rotating out here, Slurpy Boy. Part of that GRZ squad, and Ruski, he's just playing with him. He found exactly where he was going. Read the book of Slurpy Boy. It found him out. Takes that zip line, and Ruski's just waiting for him at the top. Great team coordination between Zoro and Ruski and Gino to find that elimination. Again, we'll look at the map. We'll find out where some fights are going on at. It looks like Sponcho, 2 HP, goes down. Ollie Otter and Big Jack, they've been in a situation similar to this prior at the start of the previous match, and they don't want to go out early again. It wouldn't be a good look. It wouldn't be what they needed to qualify for these events, and Ollie Otter, a lot of damage being done in his direction. Ollie Otter taken down. And he will be eliminated fully. Big Jack, the only surviving player now, and I think he's going to be able to survive, but left as a solo in such a disadvantage when it comes to team fights. When it comes to surviving, even at the end game, you only have 150 mats to play with instead of 450 when you combine it with your teammates. Every provision that you have, your heals, your loot, your ammo, is cut into a third. Big Jack, we'll see what he can do. We'll see if he can find those cards later on, reboot his teammates, get them back in this match, even if they're at a little bit of a disadvantage. Having that player, that extra teammate there to support is extremely important, especially in these trios events. Looking back at the map here, you have Motion Gino, Zoro, and Washruski, who might be rotating into a team at Grim Gate. Squad nearby. It looks to be Twizzy, Cryptic, who are taking on this location. For now, just running around, trying to gain their loot up. A lot of this early game and mid game is just looting up enough to where you feel more comfortable going into this end game portion. Trying to get your loot to a point where you can survive, where you can compete with the best of them. That's exactly what these teams are doing right now. Twizzy, he has no shield. That's exactly what he's looking for. Trying to find any bit of loot to get his health a little bit higher in this match, to get his chances of surviving a little bit higher. These squads are all fighting, all battling it out for a spot to play at Full Sail University in June. They want to make it to those North American finals to compete against those teams for the chance to gain those prizes. We could actually run into another team player just above them here. Big Jack. He's in zone now, and he's going to get the res on the spawn show, and maybe all the otter as well. Yeah, both of them going to be taken back in this match. Big Jack has some medkits to play with. He knows it's only 4 zones, but still not taking for much, and he can drop those medkits to his teammates, pop one himself, and they can use it to rotate out. So good play to bring his teammates back in this match. Caden the Clown, Noah, and Moonkid, they had a decent match at the prior one, and we'll see if they can do it again here. Maybe a little bit more success towards their end game. I think they got eliminated a little bit too early than they would have liked. I say that as every team would like to get a victory royale, but placing in the top 5 is really where you want to be at throughout the majority of this event, and only a few teams could be there at one time. So Noah, Caden the Clown, and Moonkid are trying to be that squad. Looks like there's a fight going on over towards this Rift Island. Jalen, Yuji, and Tron. We've seen them find some damage, find some eliminations in the past, but it doesn't look like they've had much success this match, at least up until now. Now Tron, Jalen, and Yuji just using this crossbow like we talked about that has so much impact in these matches to break down some of these builds, to look for this damage, to at least find something onto these players. And there it is. You can see how much it tunks for. And more damage being laid down. And with infinite bullets in this weapon, you can just continue to take shots over and over again. Tron has to be careful though. Doesn't want to get knocked down here too far. And eventually will rotate in his teammates, looking for this damage, looking for these fights, and Jalen takes a bit of damage here. Taken out low, actually. 2 of the teammates, Yuji and Jalen, both cracked in shield. Yuji will find it onto one player at least, and now it's all into Jalen. He's trying to finish off this last remaining player. They're hopping around, but eventually Nicosaurus Rex will be taken out. But Jalen, traded backup team out of nowhere, finds that elimination. Now Jalen and Tron, they have to be careful here. A team rotating in to them. Yeah, you can hear those teleports come in. Ruski. This squad is looking to get aggressive here, looking to take advantage of this third party, and they will. Tron goes down. Now only one player remaining. Zoro, he will find it. Jalen dropped as well, and that's exactly how you want to take these fights. These third parties find these openings in these fights, find these teams that who are usually such a strong force have been weakened from these fights, and you can find those eliminations as a result. That's exactly what Ruski, Zoro, and Gino do. They find that third party and capitalize on those eliminations, on those hurt players. And with 11 eliminations, this team is off to a stellar start. Velix, Steamy, and Aqua Cody. This fencing field's location, Ollie Otter, with his 2 teammates that have been rezzed. They might run into this vault. They might not realize it. But no, they spot it out in time. And trades will go back and forth. Velix trying to keep his team in this. Steamy brought low. Ollie Otter traded. You can see a res maybe even being baited there. They're just holding these walls for now. Steamy, though, needs to pop some heals. And you can see Velix, he wants to get his teammate back up into this. His teammate just dropping some loot, but he might be able to get rezzed. And they might go 1-for-1 with the res, as you can see. Bananas to be tossed everywhere. Loot, shields to be taken. But Velix, Steamy, and Cody, they're put into a corner here. Forced to take this fight. Such a difficult situation for them to win. Just getting pressured. Every bit of damage being thrown their way. And this will be a huge fight for Big Jack and his squad to win. All the honor, the team that has been rebooted. At least the majority of their players are now forced into a difficult fight. And now, Velix wasn't spotted on the ramp, but will be now. His location noted, and just going inside and out of this shield, and they'll find an elimination. They'll find the finish too. That's huge. They give them that player advantage. And Velix, Steamy, and Cody, it's actually traded back. Cody goes down. You have to be careful there. All the honor goes in, and now the tables are turned once again. Big Jack, Velix is taken out, and Spawn Show, all the honor, and Big Jack will find it onto Aqua, Cody, Steamy, and Velix. And I thought they were out. I thought they were done for. When Spawn Show went down, they gave up that player advantage. But all the honor, able to bring it back for his squad, and I think he finds all 3 of those eliminations. And they'll get that reboot. They'll get their teammate back into the game as well. And a lot of loot to be found to heal him back up as well. So Iceblade Fishing Wolf and the Blading Legend here on the edge of zone. Just deciding to rotate. And such a late rotate from this squad. I mean, it's not like they were involved in any fights, but just choosing to rotate out now. You don't really want to be in a situation like this where you're stuck this far back on zone. Unless you're really playing for it. But Stone's going to start to tick for a lot of damage, and it's at least going for 2s at this point. Iceblade Fish is going to take quite a bit of damage here. Finds a medkit out of it. Can pop that, but you really don't want to be healing up in zone. Zone's going to be moving pretty far for this squad, and as a result, they could be eliminated. Especially with teams like Turbo Brag, Missing Hair, and Tronics that are in front of them. That are playing for these teams that are back in zone. And just waiting for them to rotate out. Caden the Clown takes out Foxy JJ, you can see in the chat. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Teams like Turbo Brag that can look back with these unlimited ammo weapons, these crossbows, and just wait for teams to start to rotate out to them. These teams can't stay in zone forever. It's going to start to tick for a lot. And Iceblade Fishy, he will go down. And now, Missing Hair looking for this damage. Big Jack brought low as well. A Big Jack eliminated. All the Otter, not in a great situation, but will get out of it for now. And luckily, he's able to do so. As Tronics, Turbo Brag, and Missing Hair, their attention is pulled by other squads. But this is exactly what I'm talking about with all these players stuck on the edge of zone here, and they'll eventually be brought down. Turbo Brag finds those eliminations. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can't wait to rotate forever. You have to get ahead. You have to get front side zone, and so many of these teams still making that mistake after weeks of play. You just don't want to see that from your favorite squads. But teams like Tronics, Missing Hair, and Turbo have learned to take advantage of it. And they can look back and find these eliminations. They can find these edge zone fights, these isolated fights, and keep their team fragging out. And what a shot there from Tronics. On to Ollie Otter. And Ollie Otter just taking down the crossbow. The explosion. We'll find that damage. We'll find that elimination. And these players looking to continue this rampage. Moonkid very low as well. Moonkid dropped Missing Hair. We'll find it. And again, this squad continues to dominate these matches. Zone now pushing them in. Same thing that happened to so many other squads could happen to them if they're not careful, but they're ahead of it. They're close enough to where they can play those fights. And Tronics, Turbo Brag, and Missing Hair, they've gone huge here. Found a lot of eliminations, and put their squad up, or set their squad up for victory here. There's still other teams that want to deny that, like Z-Man Pro, Gills, and Slice. They're pretty set up for zone here, along with that Tronic squad playing towards the edge of the map here. It's going to pull in their direction. So first moving zone to start in 7 seconds. This team just holding for now. And Turbo Brag actually brought down. A snipe shot comes through, and Not Max is the one to do it. Now Not Max, Arcade and the Clown, maybe using that cover fire to get to zone. Just a solo remaining for this squad. Moonkid was brought down. We saw him eliminated early. And this is not a squad you want to go up against as a solo. They've done so much damage prior. And Caden the Clown, shots being fired in his direction. But a lot of teams around here. Cosmic Ranch and Not Max maybe looking to pressure in. Maybe looking to find some damage on this trio. And eventually Turbo Brag will be dropped. Missing Hair brought low on HP as well. And you can't really expect a lot of damage coming from him either. Cosmic Ranch looking to get on this wall, looking to jump in this box and spray through, find that little bit of damage needed to take him out. And Missing Hair just stuck in such a difficult situation here. Pops the reload of the weapon and just going to spray through this wall once again. And they'll eventually find Missing Hair solo on HP. It was just a matter of time before they found that elimination. And Cosmic Ranch and Not Max actually going huge here just as a duo to find these eliminations to give themselves a chance in this match to take it all the way. But Not Max, as I say that, gets taken out by Nova. Nova looking to put his finishing touches on this match. And Not Max is eliminated. Z-Man Pro, Slice, forced into zone here. Z-Man very low on HP and taken out eventually. Slice solo on HP. Now it's just up to Buva and Nova to close this match out. The most healthy duo probably in this match. And Cosmic Ranch left all alone as a solo. What can you show us here? Buva has to be careful though. Can't give this up. Can't give this elimination up too early. Buva and Nova gonna start to rotate in here. Gonna start to look for these eliminations. Trying to win this match. Trying to close this out. And they're looking to find the damage, and that will be done. Buva, a nice shot, over 100 damage, finds his shield crack, and now just charging up with that crossbow, trying to knock down some of these boxes and force these players out. And Buva trying to find the last shot, maybe a trick shot with that sniper. And eventually, he will be brought down. Nova, the one to do it. And Foxy JJ, Nova, and Buva will take match 2 of the week 2 regionals in Lobby C. We have one more match to come, one more exciting game for you all. And we'll see if Buva, Foxy JJ, and Nova All right, hello and welcome to the final match of the day, the third match of our Lobby C in week 2 of the regionals presented by XP League. But let's get started off here. Let's just get straight into the action where Jalen is getting actually eliminated, I think. As we switch over to Gamer Point and Big Bang, who find those eliminations early in this match. Jalen was a squad we saw, maybe not placing where they wanted to, but not getting eliminated at the start of the matches. It seemed like they were pretty aggressive. It seems like now they are taken out. So no Noah, Mr. Lorax, and Tipsy Grayson. We'll take a look at their squad and what they're going to do here. Trying to find some damage onto Gills. Maybe a player jumping straight up onto Grayson. He doesn't realize. And Grayson, even though with the health advantage, he gets taken down. And now it's all on to No Noah and Mr. Lorax. Mr. Lorax is playing this right-hand peek, waiting for somebody to come around this corner to take this shot. They know each other are here. Mr. Lorax. Who can be more patient here? Mr. Lorax trying to bide his time. Spots these players nearby. They know he's in this room. No Noah just waiting outside, waiting for somebody to come in, and eventually one elimination comes through. Gills, the first to run in, and Mr. Lorax trying to find this damage, trying to play this crossfire. They'll find all three. Mr. Lorax goes huge. 3 eliminations back to back to back, and he'll find them all himself. With 4 HP to remain, what a setup. Playing the crossfire back to back. And what a play that was from Mr. Lorax to find those eliminations to keep his teammates in this match. And a great play coming out from him. And we'll take a look at the map here again to see some more fights going on as Mr. Lorax brings his teammate back into the match, hits that reboot van. And Nova, Buva, and Foxy JJ, a team that we saw win last match, gets eliminated early on, and Clark, Agent, Frosty, and Vaxify, they strike them down at Grim Gate. And it's an early set of eliminations for them. And a great game plan coming into this match. Some confidence there. A confidence booster for sure coming into this last game. Taking out the winners of the previous match has to feel good. And we'll see what this squad can do later on now that they've taken out some powerful teams. 6 eliminations already, and we're not even to the first zone. This team is fragging out already, and they're feeling themselves. Now we'll switch over to Unknown Vermin, Henny Boy, and Misk, who are on the edge of the map. And it looks like they just found a few eliminations. So good start, some mythics to be used. Snipers as well. Shields to be popped for everybody. And they'll get their few eliminations here at the start as well. But with more fights going on, there's more to find here. Third parties, 3 different teams in this area. Missing Hair, Turbo, Bragg, and Tronics. A team that we saw go very far in the previous match and end up fragging out towards the end game. Looking to have a pretty troubling start here. Not necessarily in a bad way yet. But they have a lot of teams to fight through at this location, and they're choosing to go after it. Zorro is also a strong team that made it far in the previous match. They're looking to do some damage here. Motion, Gino, Zorro, and Ruski maybe on the back foot. They're going to take out these AI in the back behind them. But Gino has to be careful, has to keep these walls covered at the same time. They're fighting on all fronts at the moment. And Ruski actually taken down very, very low. 2 HP remaining. Zorro finds 2, though. Zorro finds all 3? No, I think Gino finds 1 as well, but Zorro going huge for his squad there. Zone rotating in, they're here on the edge, and Ruski, Zorro, and Gino, they'll find a squad that dominated in our previous match. Some strong teams being eliminated early in this match and leaving it open for some other teams to have some big matches. Looking around here, we see Little Timmy, Squirbles, and Static. Looking around this location. Boxing up for now, Little Timmy taken very low. Popping some of this meat. He's going to get his health back, at least for now. Looks out beyond, and Squirbles is taken low. Squirrel's taken down. Static now trying to clutch up for his squad. Alone in this fight. Maybe looking to just back off now. They've bitten off more than they could chew, and Static forced to rotate off here. And Little Timmy, he was trying to provide some support, but the same thing is happening to him. Brought low on HP. Squirrel's going to be fully eliminated, fully finished off. Little Timmy not too far behind. And Static now just trying to run away, trying to survive for that little bit longer. Those placement points being so much in these matches, and I think Static may be sticking around for a little bit long here. We'll find a little bit of a pool to get those teleports working. But this team is going to chase them, and I think farming up that rock might not have been the smartest play. Leaving yourself a little bit exposed there, and teams are going to be able to chase. He's running towards zone, so this should give him a little bit of an area to put himself a little bit in front of this squad, and you can see shots coming through, but you can't shoot and teleport at the same time, so Static might be able to get away as a result. But now these teams chasing close behind, trying to catch up to him. And Static looks to be in a world of trouble now as he gets on to land. Turns back, looks for some shots, not going to be able to land him though, and Static is taken down as well. So Agent, Frosty, Vaxify, and Clark, they'll add to their tally now up to 9 eliminations. And the second zone hasn't even started. This team is on a rampage this match, trying to take out every player that they can from this lobby. Only 38 players remain, and they're trying to decrease that tally as much as possible. Another player that might be eliminated in a team that might be gone is Gamerpoint and his squad. Cracked in shield now, looking for the shots but not going to land. And Ollie Otter looking to correct their mistakes in the previous match and come up huge now. 4 eliminations for this squad. They're going to make their way more towards center zone here. A lot of teams around their area, so they have to be careful of this as well. Maybe another team looking to finish off one of these solo players. Ashdog left all on their own. It looks like they want to find this elimination. And Ruski. Some AI around here, but is still focused on the fight. Still focused on this damage. Looks for the shots, finds the crack and shield. Ashdog low on HP, and watch Ruski is not letting them get away. Ashdog, what can you show us? How can you stay in this match? Ruski nearby. Lands right on him. Finds some piece control, finds that back wall. And Ashdog is going to be taken down. Ruski, the one to do it. And 6 eliminations for this squad too. So many of these teams fighting, and we have such a populated area of the map. As teams rotate into zone here, and they might run into each other. They might take these fights, especially with a lot of these teams playing how aggressive they are. Looks like more teams might be rotating into this position next to Ruski. And then we'll take a look at that squad. It's Vermin, Hennyboy, and Misk. Not a team that we know to push a lot in these fights, but maybe looking to change it up as we get into our final match here. Maybe to put some more points on the board for themselves. They'll find that aggressive play. Again, just following alongside this railroad track. And if they continue to do so, they'll run into this other squad. And whether they choose to fight will probably be based on whether they can find an opening, whether this team finds out if they're here or not. See Zoro, yeah, they spot him out, so now they're in it, no matter what. Because Gino, Zoro, they like to fight. And Vermin looking to put some damage down, but not going to be able to do so. Now just looking to back off. They've bitten off more than they can chew. Vermin goes down. Hennyboy, Misk, still in this. Misk, though, low, taken out. Hennyboy, the only player remaining for their squad, and they just ran into the wrong place at the wrong time. Hennyboy, what can you show us here? What can you do to stay alive in this match, to keep your team in qualifying standards? And it looks like there's not much Hennyboy can do in this situation, and Hennyboy will be eliminated. So again, Ruski, Gino, they'll find a few more eliminations. and bring their tally even higher, up to 9 eliminations in total now, and they'll gain some more loot as they rotate to zone here. A team just running into them all of a sudden. And Silky Skill, Wedged, Ranger, and Princess Rebear, they all get eliminated before we can even see them. Before it's even loaded in, they're taken out, and Vaxify, Frosty, and Clark, it's them again. This squad has been so aggressive in this match, and they continue to look for eliminations like these. Looking for shots, spraying down scope. This team is not afraid to fight. They're not afraid to get involved in these interactions. They might even look for them more than any other team in these matches, and it looks like they're ready to hit one of these launch pads and make a full frontal assault if need be. But for now, they'll rotate out, find some better positioning, and work their way further into zone here. A lot of this game is knowing when to take a fight and when to leave it. I think that's what Vaxify, Frosty, and Clark are doing really well right now, knowing when to aggress on a team, knowing when it's time to launch pad out and get out of a location that you just had a fight in. You don't want to get third-partied in situations like these. That's how a lot of these great teams have gone down in this match. Third parties are the main reason for it. And that Rift Island coming out. You see Blinksy going up those zip lines, and Aga and Tatum doing the same, and you see Vaxify, Frosty, Clark. They might look for a fight here. They can find a rift nearby. I wouldn't be surprised if they hop on top of this and try to find some of these eliminations. But if you take that zip line, you can only go up one at a time, so it can be such a risk for your squad. You can get separated, eliminated one by one. It's a great way for these teams to isolate fights. For now, they'll back off, they'll regroup, pop some shields, and move out of this location. Again, knowing when to fight and knowing when not to. And that's exactly what they're doing here. They found a crack in shield. Treasy taken low. Shields need to be popped. Little Draugr right with him. Trico there as well. Damage found. Just a little bit of a chip. This team posturing, making themselves look like a threat, at least in this match. And they'll find the elimination actually on the one, it looks like. Yeah, Agent Frosty taken out of this. And now, this player put on the back foot. Looking for the res here, 4 seconds left on it. They can double res, they'll get it. Shield splash is being taken, and again, this team playing so well together. Doing so well with communication and playing around these fights and knowing exactly where they want to be. Aga, it was a trade. Or Aga actually goes down. I'm not sure exactly where he's eliminated from. Maybe falling off the island. It looks like his shield wasn't touched, but his health was, so maybe a misplay from Aga. Again, a lot of these risks being taken, and we can check out a few of these teams and where they are. A lot of surrounding players. Some shots being taken there by Tatum, but nothing really landing. This team is maxed out on mats. Great heals. Just a lot of opportunities for this squad to go far in this match, and they've already made it pretty far with only 10 squads remaining, 30 players in total. A third of what a normal lobby would be. About half of what we were getting in these lobbies. We'll see what they could do here. Caden the Clown, Moon Kid, Noah. We haven't seen the best of plays from this team today, and it doesn't look like they're in the best of situations right now. Noah being shot out of his car. A lot of damage being done to it. They'll try to make their way away from some of these squads. As Noah's brought very low. Shot's going to be taken in their direction. Noah can't afford to take any more damage. He spots a big pot. There's some bandages to take as well, opting just to pop that. Chug barrels instead. Teammate not with him though. Shots are going to be taken in this direction. Noah can find a little place to hide for at least now. But if they decide to stay in this location, it could mean the end for them. Storm rotating in. The team's still pushing onto them. And who else would it be? But Big Jack and his squad looking to take some more eliminations, put some more toward their name. Well, they've seen them throughout this match be pretty aggressive when taking these approaches on teams. All the Otter with 3 eliminations already. Sponcho 0, but Big Jack has 2. And now, just looking to rotate into zone here. Those crossbows so useful. You can see that 55 damage just being done to some AI out in the distance, but just how powerful those are. I believe if you charge them up a little bit more, you get that explosion on impact. Steamy, Aqua, and Velix looking around this location. Holding inside. And for now, they look to be fine. Zone rotating a lot of these squads in. You can see maybe some fights going down here. Moonkid, Caden the Clown, Noah was taken out. But Caden the Clown and Moonkid just around this position. You can see Velix and Steamy down below. For now, these players will survive. You'll see actually Caden the Clown joining his teammate, grouping up here. That's a smart play, I think, from this team as a duo in a situation like this. But actually, Trico, they hop out on top of him. Moonkid looking to do some damage here. A player separate from his squad. And Tricoco is going to get taken down. An elimination for this team. And some loot to be found exactly from them. Now Moonkid has that mythic AR to work with. Caden the Clown continuing after this squad, even as a solo, has the wings to play with. Needs to make it to zone though. You can see Draugr up top. Oh, the damage is found. The damage is good, and Draugr will go down. An elimination for Caden the Clown. And using those bending abilities to do it. I believe they've taken out the airbending abilities, at least it seems likely, as we haven't seen much of them this week, or any of them at all. Moonkid looks like he's taking some damage or taking a fight around him. In our final match here, 9 teams remain, 22 players, all alive, starting with 72. There's a lot to still be played for in this match. Placement points mean so much. And Vaxfy, Frosty, and Clark. They found a centralized portion of zone they can stick in. Just using some of these wood materials. And they're going to look to pressure down on some teams. The team below them, they don't want to allow them to come up. And I think that's not Max. I think that's Cosmic Ranch. You can hear the shots coming out from Vaxify in this squad. They don't want to allow any team coming up to their location. They want to hold this as their own. It's all about pressuring these teams off now. Mr. Lorax down there too. Grayson as well. See a few eliminations in the chat. Other fights going down. And Vaxify, Agent Frosty, and Clark looking down at some of these squads, trying to find those shots. Grayson stuck in zone now.